What is up, guys? Today we are out here in Southeast Fresno checking out some of these brand new models in this brand new community. We're going to see two today, kind of our usual thing that we've been doing lately. The first one is a single story 3 or 4 bedroom house, and then the second one's a massive 2,500 square foot up to 6 bedroom house. You're not going to want to miss that, but you're definitely not going to want to miss the pricing that we're going to go over later in the video, because these prices will blow you away. It's awesome. Let's have a look. All right, guys, the first house we're going to see today is this single story right next to me right here. It's an awesome house with a great floor plan, and it is single story. You're going to love the ceiling height in this house. Let's go in and have a look. All right, so we're really excited to show you these because we've never shot this builder or this area before. We've sold homes out this way, but we've never shown you guys this stuff. So you're in for something a little different today. So we're excited about that. So many of the homes that we see have similar floor plans. Many of the builders are doing similar styles these days. But let me kind of show you a little bit here of what we got. All right, here we go. All right, so as you come in the front door, okay, we've got 2 bedrooms up front. This one is spec'd as a 3 bedroom. All right, we got a little hallway here. There's tile in all the high traffic areas, so that's always a good touch and a smart idea. Ceilings are 9 feet in here. Many builders do 9-foot ceilings these days in this area. We're kind of in the Southeast Fresno area, so we're close proximity to the airport and multiple freeways. Okay. So here's your first bathroom, dual sinks. Not a ton of counter space, but I think it works. You got 2 sinks in there. Shower tub combo. So what I'm noticing so far though is that there's good storage. This is already the second closet I've seen. We've got this one right here. So that's pretty nice. And then right behind me right here, we've got the second closet. So we got a coat closet and a linen closet right here in the front of the house. So that's a good touch. You really can't have enough storage in my opinion. My house is, you know, decent storage, but we could certainly use more. So I think that's important. Check out the 8-foot doors in this house. You don't typically get 8-foot doors, especially on homes at this price point. So I think you're not going to believe the prices of these houses. We're going to dive into that later in the video, so hang out till the end. Near the end, we're going to talk about this. Look at those lamps. Those are pretty cool. I've never seen these lamps before. Very cool. Good size second bedroom. So I see, okay, 2 bedrooms in the bath up front, kind of the front portion of the home. Garage is here. I like the detailing in these doors. It's very nice. And I love that they're tall 8-foot doors. So that's really cool. Over here on the left is the laundry room. All right, pretty straightforward. All right, so it's nice that actually this room right here behind me is the den. This is the optional 4th bedroom. So this could be a 4-bedroom home. If you need a 4-bedroom house, this is definitely an option. It might be kind of weird to have a bedroom right off the entry hall. I don't know. But I like it as a den. This would make an awesome office. I do a lot of my work from home, so this would be super cool. But let me show you guys the kitchen. I think you're gonna like that. All right, so we've got a nice open concept, kind of great room. Let me show you that kitchen. It's funny how brown kind of was in, like, you know, early 2000s, and then everybody wanted white everything, and now the builders are going back to brown. It's just funny how things cycle, I guess. So I always think about cars when I'm thinking about stuff like this. I'm thinking it's funny how cars used to be more squared off, and then they were rounded, and then they're squared off again, and it really doesn't matter what I'm talking about in terms of that, but just an observation that I have. But this is a good size. This is a nice size space right here. So we've got a 9-foot ceiling. And I already mentioned that we've got the 8-foot doors, but look how more upscale it looks with those tall doors. It just gives it more of a grandeur, kind of a grandiose type of feel. We'll go outside in a second, but you've got to see this closet first. in this primary suite. So this is good, okay, not bad. But look at the closet space that you get in this house. I mean, when you hear the price of this, you're gonna think, wow, I thought it would have been more. That at least was my initial reaction. I see tons of houses every week, and I help many people relocate here. And I'm glad that I'm finding out about these houses because it's a great option for you. Look at that. All right, you ready for this bathroom? Here we go. Nice and open, good sized space. Decent sized vanity. You know, I feel like the bathrooms don't have a ton of counter space in this home. So I was checking to see if these are soft close. I don't think they are, but that's okay. So we've got our wet room right there. And then we've got our shower tub combo in here. So it's nice you got a tub in here also. And look at this. More storage. I like that. That's one thing in this house that I love is all the storage that you get. So it's nice having this extra linen storage here in the primary bath. These lights are all on timers. And then we've got our 2 closets here. I kind of showed you that already, but I just want to remind you how much space you actually get. This house is less than $1,800 and you get all of that space. It's basically a 4-bedroom home. It's basically a 4-bedroom home. Or a 3-bedroom in an office like it's spec'd as. But let me take you out here. You get nice sized lots with this builder too. Check out this covered patio right above me. So this is really nice. So let's see here. Wow, that sun's bright today. So check that out though, you know, good sized space. Look at the setback between these homes. A lot of my clients like having some space between the houses. That's actually pretty decent. There's no HOA out here, no homeowners association at all. So that's kind of cool. If you do like to park an RV or a boat or something, you could probably work something to put in a gate and pave that and have RV space back there. Something that you can't do in a lot of the master plan communities that we showcase because they're HOAs and you're not allowed to do some of that in some cases, but we can talk about that. This is more standard over here, I would say, of what you're probably going to get depending on the lot. The air conditioner condenser is out here on the ground. For all of you locals following our channel, you guys are probably thinking that's obvious. For my folks that are relocating here from other states, things are very different in other states, especially on the East Coast. You know, if you live in a coastal area right now, you may not even have AC, so this could be news to them. So the condenser's there. It's a split AC unit. The rest of it's up in your attic. Dual pane windows, all that stuff is pretty, I mean, that's standard, I think, on every builder nowadays. So, all right, back inside we are. I just want to show you this really quickly one more time, and I want to share with you a couple of things really quickly. We are Fresno Unified Schools here. We've got shopping super close. We've got airport access, international airport access, very, very close. Tons of shopping, schools down the street. In fact, you know what? Let me show you where we're at today on the map. So let's take a second before we see the second house that you're not going to want to miss. Let's go to the map. When relocating to a new city, especially if you're not really from here, the last thing you want to do is move to the wrong spot, realize that you've moved into the wrong school district, the wrong neighborhood, with the wrong atmosphere. So the best thing you can do is actually reach out to us. We've got a hand, very close hand on everything that's going on in Fresno in terms of real estate, neighborhoods, locations, new school boundaries. They change every couple of years, it seems like. So we want to make sure you move to the right place. And to help you do that, we're going to show you on the map where we're at today, what's around us, parks, schools, dining, shopping, all of that. So let me go to the map, bring it up here, and kind of give you a visual of where we're at. So I always like to start zoomed out kind of from like a helicopter view, I guess a airplane view, because the helicopter wouldn't, I don't think, fly quite that high. to see this much of California. But anyways, so San Francisco is up top, LA is down south. We are in central California. This is considered the Central Valley, about 2 hours and 20 minutes inland from the nearest coast, which would be either Monterey Bay or Pismo Beach. So that's a nice thing about the area, is that you can be to the mountains in an hour, the coast in a couple of hours. We've got 3 national parks. That's right, national parks, very close to us. We've got Yosemite, Kings Canyon, and Sequoia. So lots to do here if you're an outdoors person. We've got lots of lakes, lots of stuff going on here. So let me show you where we're at specifically. So if you are visiting the area for the first time, wanting to check out some neighborhoods, give us a call. Our contact information's right here on the screen. We want to hear from you because we've got people reaching out to us every week looking to relocate here to the Fresno area. And we want to help you make the smoothest transition possible. And like I said before, we want you to move to the right place. That's the one thing that I hope for the absolute most. So even if you're kind of thinking, hey, you know, we're going to move in like 2 years, we're not really sure, come here, spend a day with me. We'll drive around. I'll show you neighborhoods, locations, all of that stuff, just to help you get orientated here in the area. So this is downtown Fresno right here. So where we're at today is considered the southeast area. It's right here where this pin drop is that I placed, right there. We are down here south of Highway 180, and it's considered the Sunnyside area. Okay, so that is an older neighborhood. It kind of has the old Fig feel, you know, some of the areas in Sunnyside. There is a golf course over here. It's the Sunnyside Country Club. So this is an older area, but these homes are brand new. In fact, there's not even much built yet. And if I zoom in, there's no roads. There are roads, but the map is not quite updated. So that's how new this community is. In fact, I don't even think anybody is currently living in the community yet. I think it's still, the first round of houses are still being built. So it's a great time to get in. They've got great incentives we can talk about. I've got close relationships with all the reps, so I can help you on all that stuff. So you've got to reach out to us. Now, what's around here? Well, Sunnyside High School. My cousins went to Sunnyside High School. They had a great experience. One of them graduated, I believe, on an academic scholarship, and she went to UCLA. So it's a very good school. Let me show it to you. It's right here. I would say you could walk to this school actually from where these homes are at that we're seeing today. Let me see here if I can give you a better view. Let me put this in the other version here. There we go. Perfect. All right, so we've got Kings Canyon Road. They've actually recently renamed this to Cesar Chavez Boulevard. I'm not sure what the significance is there, to be honest with you, but they did recently rename it. You can see this school. There's an awesome football field and track. There are tons of tennis courts. They've got the pool complexes, everything. I mean, it's a massive, this is a high school. It's a massive high school. They've got some very good programs, so that's positive. That's something that you absolutely want to know if you've got kids, either at the age of high school kids or, you know, younger. Shopping, we've got right here the main thing. We've got CVS, we've got a Winco, which is a big grocery store. I'm not sure if Winco is just kind of a local thing or if that's all over the place. Honestly, I'm not too sure on that, but Winco is big here. In fact, let me put this in kind of a 3D mode so I can show you. So Winco is a major grocery store. It's kind of like your Save Mart or Safeway. It's cheaper than that, but you know, so it's a good place. They got some good deals on things there. So there's kind of a strip right here. I know like a lot of kids get out of school, they walk across the street. We've got a Panda Express here. I mean, when I was growing up, I was told come straight home from school, don't be going anywhere and hanging out. But, you know, there's different methods of parenting, and that is totally up to you. But I mean, around the time school gets out, this is packed, it seems like, with kids everywhere. So there's that. So that would be the nearest school. We do have Fresno State University. It's, I would say, 15 minutes from here. So if you've got older kids, that's important. It is Fresno Unified. Let me put this back in my other mode here because it lets me. Okay, Sunnyside Country Club is right here. So if you're an avid golfer or aspire to be, that's the category that I'm in. I aspire to be a golfer. I can't hit the ball very well, so I'm not a golfer. I'll go hit some balls, but I'm not good at all. But there's a golf course here. This has been around forever, and it's a nice place to be, spend some time. It looks like a lot of brown dirt, but honestly, when you go out there, it's very nice. And then if you want a house with a bigger lot, you know, kind of the quarter-acre, half-acre lots, you can see some of these places. Obviously, these are not brand new, but I mean, look at the lot like on this one here. These lots are huge. They accommodate pools, completely different style, ranch-style homes, all that. So we do have a little bit of everything in this area. And then if you come up, actually, we're going the other way. This is actually going south. I've got the map turned around. These are more tract homes, kind of like what we're seeing today. So that's kind of what we're seeing, honestly, in this area is a lot of older homes, and then there's just a handful of new neighborhoods going up. So this is the newest one, the one we're at today. There are 2 tiers of homes out there. We've got their lower, I don't want to say lower end, but it's just their less expensive product. Those homes, we're going to get into the pricing here in a little bit. We've got some single stories and 2-story options. We're seeing 2 of them in this video today. And then here in a few days, actually next week, it's a holiday. Yeah, so next week we're going to have our next video coming out, and that's going to be on the step up from these. They've got bigger lots. They're all single story. Some of them are over 2,000 square feet single story homes. So that's really nice. But anyways, I hope this gives you some perspective on exactly where we're at today. We do have Fresno Chaffee Zoo. We're going to be doing a video soon as well on all of that stuff, amenities, not just in local areas, but kind of in Fresno as a whole. But Fresno is a great place. We've got many freeways. Let me spin this back to where it's the way that we're all used to seeing it. We've got many freeways very close by. We've got Highway 99, Highway 180, Highway 41, and then we've got 168, and you're kind of out here, southeast area once again. So, and then Fresno Pacific University is a really big school. That is right here. It is a hop, skip, and a jump away. It's very close. The shopping, Home Depot, we've got Home Depot, Walmart, Target, all of that stuff. There's a very big Fresno fair every year in October. It's a really cool thing. Maybe this year I'll go out there and do some filming. I don't know if you can. It's kind of like the classic, county fair that comes to mind when you're thinking about a fair. Let me see if these pictures will. I don't know. There's a lot that goes on in Fresno. There's a lot of local art. There's a lot of downtown history. There's a lot here. And then there's a lot of new areas that we've talked about that we've also showcased in many of our other videos. So reach out to us with questions. And I think you're ready to hear less of me talk about where we're at and more about the next house, because that's probably why you clicked on the video. And if you're enjoying the video, please subscribe and comment below on which house is your favorite. Let's get back to the tour. All right, let's head into the next house and show you what this thing looks like. I think you're gonna like it. This is 5 bedrooms. I mean, you could actually get this spec'd as a 6-bedroom. This one's a 5, so it's big, 2,500 square feet. Let's check this thing out. All right. I like the openness that I'm seeing already. Check that out. Let's get in here. All right, let's see. So my initial thought is that the ceilings feel a little bit lower than what we're used to in most of our other videos. These are 8-foot ceilings, okay? So I noticed that because I feel like we're so used to seeing 9-foot ceilings that 8-foot almost feels a little low, but it's got a different feeling in person. And this front door is a standard height. It is not the 8-foot front door that most of the models come with. Now, one of the reasons for that is because this particular builder lets you pick tons and tons of options. So the higher ceilings and taller doors are definitely an optional upgrade, but we'll talk about that. So anyways, let's have a look at this floor plan. So the crown molding, that's an option. It looks really nice. To me, it makes any house look more elegant for sure. All right, so the flooring is pretty nice. This is the front bedroom that looks out to the street, just so you know. All right, this is the average size bedroom. Okay. And then we've got the guest bath right down here. So it's a 3/4 bath. We've got a tiled shower. That looks really good. I like the tile that they chose. It's a step-in shower. So this bath is right off of this bedroom. So if you have a parent or an adult child living with you, this is the only downstairs bedroom. So maybe this is an option for that versatility so that they have their own separated space here. And a step-in shower, ideal for an elderly person who may be living with you. Or it could just be a guest bath, totally fine. All right, but I love the wide entry. It makes the house feel pretty large. So we will go upstairs in a moment because the master bedroom is huge and you're gonna want to see that. We'll get to it though. All right, so living room is a nice size. Those are large couches over there. This would accommodate a very big sectional with no problem at all. I like that the windows are large and low. All right, check it out. Now, it's interesting because they actually have plugs down there built in, pre-wired for the TV to be mounted on this wall. So for whatever reason, they mounted it over here. Probably to show versatility, but if you're in the kitchen cooking or something and you want to see the TV, you might need to get the 100-inch TV from Costco that they have and put it over there. Just a thought, but you know, to each his own. So they have adopted the ADA code where thermostats and all that stuff are lower, more easily accessible. Good size space though. The dining room is smack dab in the center. And see, now if we would have had taller ceilings here, that light would have hung lower. It wouldn't be so close to the ceiling. I don't know. It's just I got a thing for high ceilings, and most of my clients looking at new homes like the high ceilings. That's a pretty frequent thing I hear. Seems like every time I'm showing a new home, somebody mentions, "Oh, I love the high ceilings," because older homes had like the 8-foot, 7 and 8 foot ceilings. So you know that's one thing that this particular spec lacks. Not to say you shouldn't consider buying one of these because we can option it with higher ceilings, but this particular home has 8-foot ceilings. It's just different than most of the homes we see. And you can always kind of tell by the top of the door and how much space there is to the ceiling. So, you know, that's one thing I wish this had was the taller ceilings, but let's keep moving here and I'll show you around. I love the kitchen. I do. The kitchen's very nice. It's big. I like that the builders are pushing cabinetry all the way across the wall, making it appear bigger. That's like a thing that I'm seeing happen more and more. So I feel like because these are 8-foot ceilings, those cabinets should have gone all the way to the top. Because now you have that gap up top. If they were 9-foot ceilings, I don't know. I guess enough about the ceilings. They are what they are. But a taller ceiling, I don't know. I just think a taller ceiling would have helped this look a lot better. Because with that gap, like what do you do with that? Dust is going to get in there. You got to clean it. If they would have just mounted the cabinets up top, you wouldn't have that task to do. But who cares what I think? So, all right. We got electric appliances out here. This is a Samsung package. All right. So it does come with the Samsung stove, microwave, and dishwasher. I believe those are upgrades as well from the standard. I like the countertops. It's like a black quartz, I believe. It's really nice. This is interesting. We've got micro USB and normal USB. The pasta is an extra 5,000. I'm just kidding. It's not an extra 5,000. That's cool. Let's see here. All right. These are soft close. That's a nice touch. Very cool. Sometimes the cabinets are soft close too. They are soft close. I like that. Did you guys catch that? Check it out. Okay, very nice. I like that. That's definitely a nice thing. I like the lighting. I see that all the time. You guys see it all the time as well because I always mention that, it seems like. Let's check out the pantry space and see how... Okay, it's not bad. Kind of a kind of a straightforward pantry. I mean, I would like to see a slightly bigger pantry, maybe a walk-in, since this house is a 5-bedroom. It could be spec'd as a 6-bedroom, which means a big family, which means lots of food. So a larger pantry would have been a nice touch, but you know, it is what it is. It comes with what it comes with. I will say the yard that you're about to see is gigantic. All right, check out the size of this gigantic backyard, okay? This thing, I'm gonna walk over here to the corner and blow you away because it is giant. Look at that. Isn't that something? That is huge, don't you think? This is like 2 to 3 times the size of your typical backyard on a new construction home. I mean, this thing is ginormous. It really is. I mean, I'm looking around thinking of all the things you could do. I like that this little circular concrete pad here is poured. That's nice. I can see people sitting around here with their little red cup hanging out, drinking something. You got a fire pit maybe going here. Lots of options out here. This is a very low maintenance backyard the way they've got it set up. Everything's on drip. That's not necessarily what it comes with, but that's an option of something you can do. I don't think the builder will even offer landscaping, to be honest. I think that's something you have to do outside of escrow with this builder. But it's showing you the options. So the setback over here, there is a gate. That's pretty nice. I mentioned the AC in the last house, so we're not going to talk about the condenser and the split unit again. But I just want you to see this backyard. It's really big. It's really nicely done. You can put your vegetables in here and grow your own food. That's kind of cool. So this is a huge backyard. I mean, let me just show you that. Look at that. So it is big. So this home is great for the growing family. The price point is excellent. You know, we're in Southeast Fresno today, as I mentioned before. You really can't go wrong. We've got shopping, dining, all that stuff nearby. We've already talked about that in our map section of the video. But it's a good spot, and I do feel like out this way, this part of Fresno, you do get more bang for your buck than you would like in Clovis or something. And the nice thing is there's no HOA out here. So many of the homes that we showcase on our channel have HOAs. And many of my clients don't particularly want an HOA because they want to have full control of what they can do. They want to park an RV in their backyard. They want to be able to do that without someone telling them that they can't. So options are endless. Check out this loft. So it's kind of cool. It's like a second living room. Now this loft that we're in up here is the optional 6th bedroom. You heard me correct, a 6th bedroom. It's very rare to find a 6-bedroom house. So I like the openness of this home, currently the way this is spec'd, with 5 bedrooms in the loft. But you know, if you need a 6th bedroom, this might be a way to go. So this room's huge. All right, hello. This is what it says there. Just kidding. All right, this is good. I like the carpet. I think this might be an upgrade as well from the builder, but I do like the carpet choice. It looks fancy. Let's see. Yeah, this is a big room. Looks to be about a full bed. So you got lots of space. Pretty standard closet. But it's not bad at all. Your laundry is upstairs. So let's say for a second you've got a family with 3 or 4 children and your parent is going to move in with you and occupy that downstairs bedroom. Could be a challenge for them to come up and down the stairs to do laundry, but just, I don't know, just a thought, something to consider. It's not that big of a deal, and it wouldn't be every day, that's for sure. All right, this room here is slightly smaller. We've seen, this is the 3rd bedroom now. Actually, let me talk about the roof. It is tile, since I can give you like the best view ever from the roof. I'm gonna do so while we're up here. Out the front, this is what it looks like out there. Lots and lots of houses coming. So reach out to us if you're interested, because a lot of these lots have sold already just because of the price point and the bang for your buck that you can get out here. We don't want you to miss an opportunity, and they are going to go fast, because this is an older part of Fresno. This is like the only new subdivision in the area. So please reach out to us and let us get you hooked up with the rep so we can kind of get a realistic price and all of that of what these would run for you, depending on which model you like best. And that's probably the hardest part for you, is figuring out which model works, because every house has got so many different things that it offers. All right, this room is big. I mean, it's set up as a nursery. It's a really big room. I mean, look at that. They use the 2,500 square feet really well. Okay, another bathroom. I like this. This is nice. So we got an insert shower tub combo. I really like all the black fixtures. It looks really good. So they did a nice job on this, the design, in my opinion. That looks good. It's a little crooked, but hey, nothing that can't be fixed. Okay, linen closet. That's nice. All the lights in here are on, not all of them, most of them are on dimmers, you can see that. And then in the primary, it's an upgrade to get non-carpet flooring. So this is vinyl planks. It looks really good, but check out the size of this primary suite. So tons of natural light coming in. Let's check out the closet. So it is a walk-in. It's a fair size. It really is a fair size. So his little rack over there, and the rest is hers, at least in my house. That's kind of the way it goes, but I'm fine with that. All right, this is good. I like it. It's a good size. I like the crown molding throughout the entire home. That's an option, but it looks fancy. It looks really good, more upscale. Okay, this is spacious. I like the big old giant tiles there. We've got a tiled step-in shower. No tub, so if you do want a tub, the last house had it. This one does not. I'm sure we can work a tub into the deal, but it doesn't come standard. We got our little wet room, toilet space there. And then our linen closet for the primary. So, and then this looks out to the backyard. Here's a nice little view of what we just looked at out there. So, all in all, this is a nice setup. By the way, please subscribe to our channel. It helps us out a lot, so I would appreciate it more than you could imagine. So please subscribe, leave a comment below on what you think of these houses. And I know you're dying to know the prices, so why don't we go back downstairs and jump into what matters most, possibly pricing. Here we go. All right, I've got the pricing, I've got the goods right here. You're about to find out what you've been wanting to know for the last half an hour. So, all right, the first house we saw was just under 1,800 square feet. That was the single story 3-bed with a den. It could have been a 4th bedroom option, but they had it spec'd with the French doors as a 3-bed plus an office or den. That house starts at $422,990. So 420, let's just call it 423,000. That does not include the solar. The solar is an additional 12 to 14,000 on average, so we can work that into the deal one way or the other. The second house we saw is the 2554 model. That is a 2-story, 4-bed, 2.5 bath with a den or loft. It could be spec'd up to a 6-bedroom house, which is honestly insane for a home in this area at this price point. That house starts at $481,990. Let's just call it $482. You're out the door for under $500,000 with owned solar and a beautiful brand new home. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you are relocating to the Fresno area, Central Valley of California, reach out to us anytime, and We'll talk soon. Until the next time. Thanks.